Fix in a sec. Hey, you guys, let's watch. Sorry.
There's some very unexpected developments in your future. Shocking events that will change the course of your life.
That last part might have been a hair dramatic, but there's lots of awesome updates and additions coming to the Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time experience on PlayStation 5. Hey everyone, I'm Lou Studdard, creative producer at Toys for Bob. I'm here to give you the feature rundown on Crash Bandicoot 4 on PS5. That includes 4K at 60 frames per second, adaptive triggers, 3D audio, and more.
Let's make this fun.
Picking up where Crash Bandicoot Warp left off, in Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time, we find the evil masterminds Neo-Cortex and Dr. Entropy escaping a once-thought inescapable interdimensional prison, leaving giant holes in the universe. What follows is a mind-bending adventure for Crash and his marsupial pals. We designed Crash Bandicoot 4 to leap off your screen, brimming with bold, vibrant environments and characters. Crash Bandicoot has always looked pretty suave, but wait until you see him spinning heads in native 4K at 60 frames per second. With the weight of the universe on your shoulders, and probably some errands to run, there's little time to wait on loading screens. The DualSense wireless controllers bring adaptive triggers to your fingertips, so you can feel the blast of Neo-Cortex's DNA-changing ray gun, or feel the grip when you grapple a Tunna's hookshot. Hold on tight when you feel the boost of Crash's jetboard, and really feel the suck when you vacuum his Dingo Dial. Looking to get fully immersed in the Crash Bandicoot universe? Crank it up to 11 and take your audio into an all-new dimension with enhanced 3D audio. Achieving the infamous 106% completion is the sign of a true Bandicoot master. But should our genetically mutated marsupial lose his way? Leverage PlayStation 5 activity cards to track your progress and hit your goals for things like time trials, flashback levels, and boss fights. I bet Entropy wishes.
This fucking game is amazing.
If you own the PS4 version,
I have not had a chance to watch Insert Coin yet. Oh, it's
Check out the
free.
PlayStation blog for
Oh,
full
such a
details.
good game.
Whether it's your first playthrough or your 100th, there's no better time to experience Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time on PlayStation 5.
Welcome back, Crash. The gang's all here on today's new edition of State of Play. We've got some great updates lined up for you. First, let's check out the latest on an eagerly anticipated game coming to the PS5 console this spring from PlayStation.
It's an update, Hogwash. It's a
Hey everyone,
new
we
one.
at Housemarque
I mean,
are excited to give you this
it looks
sneak
better
peek
on new
at
gen. I
Returnal.
don't know. It's a great game.
In Returnal, you will play as Celine, an Astra scout who crash lands on an alien planet, Atropos, after receiving a mysterious signal, White Shadow. Players will explore this inscrutable, dark planet in search for answers and unfold mysteries, which may point to a larger force at play. Dashing and quickly maneuvering your way above and around enemies is key to survival in Returnal. With the large variety of enemies and the vast number of unique movesets each possess, combat situations prove challenging no matter what the circumstances are. Death
Ryan.
is only the beginning. Every time you die and restart, the world will change. The map will be different, enemies will appear in new locations and in differing numbers, so you have to think fast and adapt.
The environment.
Here you can see the use of the lightning alt-fire, which is great for crowd control. This is one of many alt-fires that you can acquire in the game. You will stumble across mysterious devices that can grant rewards to the player. These will vary from weapons, consumables, and upgrades, and they can completely change your playstyle and make each cycle feel unique. Besides the intense combat, Returnal also has
awesome.
a deep
I
and
thought it was
engaging
great.
narrative.
Nick
We allow
Diaz,
players to
army
piece together the
motherfuckers.
puzzle that is the story of Celine
I mean, it
as they
doesn't-
venture
oh, that's
deeper and
cool.
deeper into Atropos and into
The
her
house in the
personal
background.
nightmare.
That's awesome.
That can't be here.
I think I am reliving my memories in that house, but not fully. They're corroded. Some parts are missing, others seem manufactured. But I can
cool.
remember the torment, feeling like I was losing my mind. There's no comfort here. No safe space.
It's good to see, pal. Oh, come on. This is cool.
Exactly as I left it.
This is cool. A fucking action shooter that has some fucking emotional meat on the bone. Come on, babies. That's cool shit. Come on. How you feeling,
Returnal
Rob?
lands on April 30th,
Oh, that's
and it's
pretty close,
developed by
too.
the talented team at
Oh,
Housemark.
you sons of bitches. Look at those low scores. Fuck the
Next,
wall.
let's take a closer look
I
at a
hear this-
high-impact new PS4
I hear
game
this
called
is a lot of
Knockout
fun. This
City.
is in beta right now. You can play.
Hi, I'm Josh from Bellin Studios. We're an indie developer based in upstate New York, and we recently announced Knockout City, a team-based multiplayer action game for PS4 where rival
With you,
crews
man.
settle their scores with epic dodgeball battles. Knockout City is easy to pick up and play, but there's a lot of depth here for those who've got the skills. In our 1v1 face-off mode, you'll go head-to-head in a constantly shrinking battleground, relying on your reflexes and abilities to knock out an opponent. A well-timed catch powers up the ball, making it easier to land a hit.
Well, what do you mean this looks terrible? What are you
Use
talking
trick
about?
shots to
It
lob a
looks
ball
like
over
fun.
a ledge or hook it around a corner.
How in the fuck does this look terrible?
Fake a throw to mess up your opponent's
I agree,
timing
Rob.
and knock
Looks
them
like a
out
fun
before they
night
can
stream
recover.
night game.
When you're in a tough spot with a ball flying your way, a last-second dodge is the difference between getting knocked out and staying in the fight. Keep your wits
Yeah,
about
Jay
you and
Songs,
outplay
it
your
absolutely
opponent to
was.
bring home a win.
By the way, Jay, I think you super chatted me the other day. I'll get to it.
Let's jump into Team KO, our
at the end of this
3v3
stream.
mode.
I apologize, man.
Teamwork makes the dream work in Knockout City. If
Yeah,
your crew
Joe,
is
for
outmatched,
sure.
a well-coordinated team can still dominate.
Shut up, Hogwash.
We're playing in Back Alley Brawl, a new map that you'll find in our upcoming crossplay beta. The special ball for this match is the Sniper Ball, which locks onto targets from far across the map and wham! You can take them out before they have a chance to react. Beyond special balls, each map features a unique mechanic. In Back Alley Brawl, you can hop into a tube and make a quick getaway or use them to sneak up on your opponents. Caught empty-handed? You can literally become the ball, a new weapon for your teammate. Or risk it all. Charge up a teammate, launch them high into the air with an ultimate throw, and they'll land in a huge instant KO explosion. The team here at Velen has been obsessed with building this world over the last 4 years. Knockout City is coming out May 21st,
Or
and we'd
Bacon
love your help
Magma,
in our
you
final stretch
moron.
of development. Rally your
Bacon
crew
says
and sign
you
up for
couldn't
our
catch
crossplay
him
beta
dead
at
playing
knockouttcity.com
this.
to play
You
early on
moron.
PlayStation. See you soon, brawlers.
God, you don't. Ah, what a dork. Goddamn right, Game Day Sam. You goddamn right.
Time for something new.
Rob
Here's
Kennedy,
your
I
first
only
look
put
at
that
an
when I'm
upcoming
reacting.
PS5 game from the team at Slow Clap.
Oh, it's Hot Shots. I think. No, maybe not. We are going to get God of War today, fellas. J Songs, that's a good question if it's cross-play. This looks cool. What's this? Entire game is the hallway scene from Daredevil. Wow, he was knocked out for a while. That's cool.
was the debut of Sifu, coming to the PS5 console later this year.
The graphics are great. It looks amazing.
Now let's get an update on Solar Ash, an epic new PS5 adventure from Heart Machine.
Hey everyone, I'm Alex Preston, creative director of Heart Machine. You might know us as the team behind Hyperlight Drifter. Today, I'm here to show you the first peek at gameplay for our new title, Solar Ash.
Drifter is the shit. It is the shit.
Solar Ash is a huge, stylish
played
3D
it. Play that
platformer
goddamn
focused
thing.
on
It's hard.
speed, movement, and fluidity. The game is set inside a giant black hole known as the Ultra Void, which has been consuming everything in its path. You play as Ray, a daring Void Runner who has decided to venture into this terrifying anomaly as a last-ditch effort to save her homeworld. Ray is extremely agile, able to speed across the world with abilities akin to skating. On the ash and clouds, she can quickly cover great distances in our huge world. At its core, Solar Ash is a game about movement, and Ray has everything she needs to flow through the dangerous and unique world. As you journey to save your planet, you'll find yourself face to face with grotesque and violent creatures. Our combat system is simple, fast, and fluid, built to empower players and encourage flow.
That feels more gamey.
As you explore the Ultra Void, enemy encounters will scale to greater and greater sizes.
A lot of their more artistic
Some of these
games. I wonder
creatures
if they
require
just weren't paying the
speed
bills,
and precise timing to
I
defeat.
wonder if they're like, okay, can we somehow make more commercial products that still capture that Annapurna flavor? I don't know if that's accurate. I'm just speculating. I have no inside info. But it is
Ray
weird.
will eventually need to face the massive sentinels of
this
this void. Wretched, starved beasts that hold the key to her quest.
And you're tired of the cartoony games? Look, man, that's the problem.
Solar Ash is Heart Machine's vision.
They get more and more
platformer.
expensive to make.
The giant
so
spaces, the feel of movement, the flow of combat, and the high-stakes
people
battles
like you
atop
demand more and more
beasts all
visual
come together
fidelity,
to bring
which
players
is
something
fine,
we think is
but
incredibly
the costs
unique,
go up because
and
of
more
it.
importantly, fun. This game is a labor of love for everyone on the Heart
don't
Machine
know, but I
team.
would guess
We're
they're gonna
excited
drop
to bring
some God of
Solar
War
Ash
news
to
today.
PS5 and PS4.
Even if
later
they don't
this
show
year.
footage. Oh, that's cool looking.
If you're a fan of scary games, this next one is for you.
When I first found you, you were nothing. You were small, pathetic. But now, you are more. Are you ready?
That I don't think you'll see God of War as a ship game this year, but I think you'll see something State of Play today. I think. I don't know that, by the way.
Gregory, we can get you out of here. You and me together. They won't stop hunting you. None of them will stop hunting you.
Hold Matt DeMarco. He says he's scared.
We have to get you out by morning.
Do as I say! You will bring me what I want! And if you fail me, then you will, both of you, burn!
There is more going on here than you realize.
That was a chilling new look at Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach.
Meh, shitty. Shitty games.
Oddworld Soulstorm.
Hi, I'm Lauren Lanning, Creative Director at Oddworld Inhabitants. Today, I'm going to take you on a brief tour of our newest game, Oddworld
Very own
Soulstorm.
Doge from the chat
always
and from the
known you would
membership
come.
is
Do you know
worked on this
why
game,
you
so you guys
have?
know.
In Soulstorm, you reprise the role of Abe, accidental hero turned unlikely leader of an emerging revolution, as you do battle through weird and wonderful environments in an effort to escape the all-powerful and eternally greedy Gluckins. We really wanted to bring this world to life with what we call 2.9D platforming, which adds much more depth and immersion for the player. This sense of connection is also reinforced through the use of the DualSense's haptic feedback, as you'll now be able to feel Abe's heartbeat in high alert and suspenseful situations. There are well over 1,000 fellow Mudokons that you must try to save along the way, but they are far more than helpless workers looking to be saved. When used effectively, you'll be able to solve puzzles, harness their combined energy, and be given the tools they need to fight alongside you. And there will be times when the extra hands will be needed as you face off against an array of heavily armed enemies that will stop at nothing to find and end Abe once and for all.
I have never... Oh, that's cool. I've never loved these games.
In order
They've
to
just-
stand a
they've
chance
been a little
against this
slow
much
for me,
larger threat, we
but
gave
this
Abe
looks
the
pretty
ability
good if you
to
like the
scavenge,
series. It
loot,
looks
and
really
pickpocket
fucking
items
good.
from his surroundings and use
How
them
much,
to
though?
craft
I
an
don't know, man.
impressive
This has gotta
arsenal of
be
his
a,
own that he can share with others.
$30 game.
You can also
They probably
play as a
charge
non-lethal
50,
pacifist
but-
or an agent of chaos. We wanted you to have the choice. But there is one iconic ability for our shamanic protagonist, possession. This mystical power allows you to take control of your foes and use their strengths and weapons against them, or use them to gain access to paths still ahead. The Oddworld universe is a diverse place, and this means that there are some environments and situations that require a little more thought, patience, and stealth. You'll find dark and dangerous caves, heavily guarded industrial sites, and ancient forgotten lands. Here, we've built lots of opportunities for you to test your skills and find different ways to handle things. It won't be easy. If being hunted by an army backed by a shady and wealthy organization isn't bad enough, there are also more dangers in the forms of natural obstacles, ancient traps, trials against swarming dark creatures, and industrial hazards that must be dodged, crossed, and avoided. Ultimately, Abe's journey is one of hope, freedom, and truth. There's a rich and engaging narrative to discover in a world full of lies. And
Pretty
we've been
good. I
able
mean,
to
for
bring
what
our
it is,
characters to
which,
life
if
like
you like
never
the
before.
kind of game,
In true Oddworld
I'm with you,
fashion,
Poopster
your
Brown.
actions in-game will decide
Jay
the fate
Ben
of
is
Abe
not happy,
and all
though. He
those
is
you
not
manage to
happy.
liberate along the way. And we can't wait to see what you will do.
Who's looking at me?
That was the latest on Oddworld Soulstorm. And here's some exciting news. Active PlayStation Plus members will get the PS5 version for no extra cost starting in April. PS5 version for no extra cost starting in April. Moving on. It's time to catch up with Kena Bridge of Spirits, a gorgeous new adventure we last saw in the June PS5 showcase.
Did they say that game is free for PS5, or did they say if you buy the PS4 you get the upgrade free? Or is the entire thing on PS Plus free?
The rats seem quite fond of you. They're usually timid.
That's awesome. Okay,
Something
cool.
tells me you did not come to our village looking for forest creatures.
Hello, Spirit. I seek passage to the sacred mountain shrine.
Our village is bound to the shrine's energy. But that power faded long ago. Trapped spirits linger here, tangled in the tragedies of our past. We must help these spirits if we wish to reach the mountain shrine.
It's okay. You have to go now. Move on.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I thought I was gonna say it looks great. I hope it's not open world. I hope it's more like God of War was versus this massive space. But it looks fucking awesome. I have audio now, right? What's up, Scott?
The path of a spirit guide is a lonely one.
I don't know about that. That reminds me of my
Now
parents.
let's settle in for a stylish new look at Deathloop,
right,
a PS5
fine.
first-person
Watch
shooter
Deathloop.
developed by the team at Arcane.
Colt.
What?
You'll never, ever break this loop.
There's no never here. Just you, me, and the rest of these maniacs.
Bring it, baby.
This is Ramblin' Frank's Matinee. This little ditty goes out to the handsome asshole trying to break our loop. Colt, the visionaries are ready to dance. Are you?
Toxic illusion, falling deeper spiral down. Static delusion, this is where we do or die. And I've been here before, face to face with the gun. Up against all the odds, and I'm the only one. kill is always new.
Song's over, people. And so is Ramblin' Frank. The rest of you motherfuckers are next.
I think the gameplay looks really, really cool. That's cool, man. I like it. I still don't quite understand what the fuck the game is, but it looks really
Before
neat.
we leave, how about a huge update for one of 2020's most celebrated games?
I guess there's no God of War. I guess there's no Horizon.
Cloud! Quickly! Barrett!
Give me a break!
Jesse! Barrett!
Where you been?
Tifa! Help me!
Come on, let's push it past the red line! Now it's my turn!
Got your little force right here!
A touching reunion.
Played this yet, so I'm excited to play it on
your girl
PS5
finally
first.
made it to Midgard.
My name is Yuffie, materia hunter and elite special forces operative for the new Wutai government. We'll prove to our common enemy that Wutai is not to be trifled with. Members of Avalanche, we got this.
I'm back.
Ah, there you are. Someone's been expecting you.
What took you?
Sorry about that. Anyway, it's nice to meet you. I'm Sonon Kusakabe.
Where's Cloud?
We lost him.
You what?
He will be okay, though, right?
Well, of course he will.
They're the ones who blew up the reactors.
Cool. Should we say hi?
No, better not. After what they've done, you gotta assume Shinra's on their tail.
How long was this
Look,
game?
Amugo.
Because I know this was they broke it up into segments, right? They didn't do the
gotta
whole
help.
thing. Is all this new, or was this in the original campaign? Or is this added to the PS5 version?
Boss!
Sweet. Alright, cool. I'm excited.
You guys should probably get moving.
Got it.
Whatever it is they're planning, you're better off out of it.
They deserve what's coming to them.
Yeah, they do, but I'm not your sister.
There you are.
Who are these jerks?
No clue. They just appeared.
Now, let the hunt begin.
Get down here, Bert.
Not talk about the attack. Weird you have to put them compare, you know, it looks great, but it should be good enough that you don't need a comparison. It's like, it should just be obvious that it's amazing on PS5 instead of like, well, it's only really going to blow your mind if you compare it. It's like when you have TVs turned on next to each other at Best Buy. When they're compared, yeah, one looks better, but it still looks great though.
then just do it.
Yep.
Legend, thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate it, buddy. And thanks for playing our games, dude. Kingo, I think this is it. I think this is all they're showing, man.
That was the reveal of Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, coming to the PS5 console later this year. And that's our show. We hope you're as excited as we are for what's to come in 2021. See you next time.
PlayStation.
I mean, it was, you know, look, there's definitely some really good games in there. I mean, I don't think there was one game I'm trying to even remember. I don't know if there's one game that I wasn't interested in seeing. It all looked pretty good. But God damn it, hang on. I gotta get this chat window worked out. Hang on. Oh, I apologize. This OBS is really throwing shit for a loop, man. Hang on a sec. A garbage event? You thought it was a garbage event? Wow. What do you mean? It was good. What are you talking about? You guys are knuckleheads, man. Hang on. Yeah, I gotta get this looking better. God damn it. Yeah, I agree. I thought it was a decent show for sure. And this is so terrible. Why can't I get it reading better? And I think
God of War or even Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which is coming up in a couple months. So, Jonathan, let's begin with you. What's your sort of takeaway from?
I don't know who that is talking to me.
Play in a long time. What was your first reaction?
Yeah, there's definitely a couple, I think, competing thoughts there for me about how little the first party side of things was there, and we can get to that in a second. I will say I'm very glad the last...
Shut up, fucker. I don't give a fuck what you have to say. Is it from IGN? Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to get the goddamn chat working, and, But anyway, yeah, overall, I thought it was good, man. I don't quite understand what you guys were expecting. I guess what you were expecting was something different, but when they do God of War, I can't imagine it's not going to be a bigger event, like its own thing, or it's going to be at a, it's going to be at an actual, like a E3 or not that they do that anymore, but you know what I'm saying. All right, I will get to the chat in 1 second. I am very sorry. I just, I'll tell you. Shit's getting crazy on this fucking thing. Come on, Jeff, you moron. That's what we want right there. Let's get rid of this for now. One day this will all work, I promise you. Maybe. There's no promise of that. There's no guarantee. That's what we want right there. Can this go? No. No. Okay, well that's better. Yeah, I thought Returnal looked good. I thought even the Death Loop game looked good. I don't know. I think people are... Yeah, I think God of War will get its own event, though, for sure. Returnal looks generic. See, I don't understand why you would think Returnal looks generic. At first, I would have said, okay, it looks just like an arcade rogue shooter, but then they get into this whole psychological shit, and I'm like, I don't know, that's pretty fucking cool. the Returnal's a weird name. I agree. The what was that thing? Abe's Odyssey. I think. I'm not. That's never been my favorite series, but certainly if you're into that game, it looks great. Scott says, Jaffe, was there anything that made you think, wow, I want to play this right now? Okay, let me go through them. I think if I had Returnal this afternoon, I would very much love to play Returnal. That sounds like a lot of goddamn fun. So that, what else? Deathloop, I would say I want to play. I mean, Crash, I fucking loved. I loved Crash on PS4. So I'm super excited to play it on PS5 with better graphics and shit. The fucking Lady in the Forest kind of thing, whatever the fuck that is, where what looks like a Pixar movie, that looks good. Absolutely. There was a lot of good stuff they showed. I think I think people want the big shit, and I get it. But there may very well become a point where something becomes so big, they say, we can't unveil Horizon here anymore. We can't unveil God of War here. We can't show Silent Hill Remake here because that needs to be kind of its own fucking thing. Pumpkin Jack just came out on PS4. It did. That's great. Rathy says we deserved at least one big hitter. Well, I don't know. There are some games in there that could be big hitters. Final Fantasy looked good, Matt. I haven't played it though, the new one. The highlight of the show. I have to go back. It's telling that I can't remember, but then again, I've been trying to get this fucking thing to work all day. So, Kena looked good. Deathloop looked good. Returnal looked good. I mean, there was nothing that I'm like, oh my God, it's the best goddamn thing ever. But, wow, Emoji did not like it. He says the highlight was when it ended. Why not, says Nolan. Why can't they show something big? It's not like they have time restrictions. I don't think you're wrong, but it's probably, people, when they're working on a game, they're very fucking sensitive about what they show when. It's not perfect. You get one chance to make a first impression. And, they're not wrong, by the way. If I was the God of War team right now, I could, even though what they could show you guys, you might be happy you saw God of War. But at the same time, though, hello, Six. At the same time, though, you guys tear shit apart. I mean, you can't even look at those games and go, you guys are literally talking about like that was a terrible state of play. And I'm like, really? I mean, it wasn't amazing, but it was like, trust me, when those games come out, you're going to be playing them, or you're at least going to be curious about if they're good enough to play. But so if you're the God of War team or you're the Horizon team and it's like, hey, we're going to, marketing comes to you or PR comes to you and says, hey, can we show, you guys showed me that really cool clip of the new troll in God of War the other day. Can we put that in state of play? And the animator's like, are you out of your mind? The animation looks terrible. They'll rip it apart on NeoGAF and whatever. And you guys will. So I don't think they were wrong. And then I also think a lot of it is just they want to make it a bigger deal. When you have a franchise title like God of War or Horizon, you want to surround it with some hype and shit like that. I would rather wait to see God of War till it's polished. If it's good for them to show, then it's good for me. Yeah, exactly. It's not. That's the other part. Is what, are you not going to buy it? I mean, you might not if you don't like it. But if you love God of War, and a lot of people do, it's not like because it wasn't at state of play, oh, well, fuck you, I'm out. Right? I mean, they don't have to show shit. They can put it in a box the day it comes out, and that's all they need to do. They'll still sell as many copies. Horizon will have its own state of play, says Eddie Jordan. They might actually have an event, Oh, Lord, Panda's uncle and Bacon Magma, you're the same guy, you moron. You're Del the Gamer, you're Bacon Magma, you're Panda's uncle, you're the same fucking guy. Stop. Thank you, Joel Torres, for the super chat, buddy. He says, I just got Twisted Metal Black for the PS5. Goodness gracious, I haven't played. I'm going to play Twisted Metal Black on stream relatively soon. I have not seen or played that game in a very long time, but thank you for the super chat. And thank you for buying our game, man. I appreciate that, Joel. Let me know how it holds up. Let me know if it's still something that plays pretty goddamn good. Okay, so the only one you're interested in, Soleil, is Sifu or Sifu. I mean, I don't know what it is. I think art style looks cool and thematic looks really cool. I don't know if it's like Karateka. Is it just you kind of go room to room to room and it's basically just a generic brawler? Or is it, I don't know what the fuck it is, but it looks cool. Jaffe should make himself worthy. Call Cory Barlog and just spill the beans. I told you, I already spilt the beans. I told you that Atreus is going to be a gay fella. Everybody lost their shit over that, so I'm not saying anything else, man. Yeah, Morgan, I'm excited for Final Fantasy VII as well. As I've said, I haven't played it, so I played the first one of the original. Because of that, of course, I'm just like, oh, this looks awesome. But if you've already played it, I have no idea. But I will say that, you know, I don't know. Did they announce when Crash is coming out, man? Because that's, you know, if you haven't played that game, get that. It's so good. They better not charge $60 for it like they did on the PS4, though. That was the fucking kiss of death for that game. I think they charged 60, didn't they? No. The remakes were 60 and this was 40 maybe. Bacon says, Jaffe, I'm very upset about this state of play. Bacon, you're upset about everything. You're probably upset about the shit you took this morning because it didn't come out in a perfect S or some such shit. But let's see what he has to say. I'm upset about this state of play. They didn't announce Drawn to Death, the sequel. Look, you old so-and-so fuckstick. They're not going to announce it. It was a dud. It was a... What do you think that's doing? You think that's pushing buttons in me, you old fucker? Listen. Just listen. Oh, the remakes were 40 and the new Crash was 60. Okay, well that's a mistake. Listen, Bacon, you fucker. All I'm telling you, sir, is if I still enjoyed making video games, and I may again make them one day, all that would be a failure. It's like you people are not you. I don't know. Bacon and a lot of people like you online are so terrified of failure. You're so, oh, George, I know. I just play with Bacon. I don't give a fuck. It's just like, relax. People fail. When you try something, you're going to fail, Bacon. You know, look, when you tried to fuck your girlfriend last night, right? And you couldn't get it up. And then you got it up because you were thinking about some weird fucking fetish Cookie Monster bullshit puppet shit. And then when you opened your eyes and you saw it was your girlfriend and it wasn't like Snuffleupagus, it deflated. You fail. Eventually, you're going to have to learn that your only way to have an orgasm is to fuck a puppet. But you tried, baby. That's the important part. You took a step further and further and further into getting into the true essence of who you are. So that's how it works. That's how it works. I do not think God of War will be out this year. No, I do not. Jaffe, what the fug? I don't know what that means. I mean, it was cool. The small studios got a chance to show their work, give them a little respect. Yeah. Fuck yeah. I think games look more like this is what people will like as opposed to something cool I want to make, says Sabo. Well, okay, let's talk about that for a moment. Let's talk about that. Good night, Sam. Wait a minute. I want to get back to Sabo's comment, but wait, Eric, the Japan studio is closing? Is this news that I missed? I know that the producer of Bloodborne is leaving. But the entire Japan studio is closing down? What? That's a lie. When did this... Oh, fuck you, Isaac. Is this true? Somebody said... No, it is not. Good night, John. Good to see you, bud. Wait a minute. I gotta look this shit up. Hang on, you old so-and-sos. Let's look this shit up. Sony, PlayStation, Japan. Y'all some lying liars. Downscale. Okay, winding down. What the fuck? What the fuck? PlayStation is reportedly in the process of winding down Sony Japan, the company's renowned development arm responsible for the likes of Knack, didn't sell, Puppeteer didn't sell, Patapon didn't sell, Ape Escape sold a long time ago, Gravity Rush didn't sell, with the vast majority of staff having already been let go. Sony Japan is their oldest first-party developer, having been established in 1993. The studio's last effort was Knack 2, and PlayStation's decision to wind down development is simply a result of the fact that the team hasn't been profitable enough in years. There you go, baby. What did Papa Jaffe tell you guys a while back? Things are a-changing at Sony with Jimbo Ryan, who I now call Jimboni. You know that's catching on. I'm making t-shirts. Jimboni at the helm. Sony Japan is said to have wanted to create games that appeal to the Japanese market first, hoping they might also have a global appeal. But while the PlayStation says, no, man, we want global hits. That's what we get from Naughty Dog. That's what we get from Sony Santa Monica. We may even be getting that from the Returnal folks. And what are you guys giving us? Right? A game where you play a puppet. Yo, so-and-sos. Now, the report does align with, I should read the actual news this way. Today in Iraq, a story by Bloomberg claiming Sony Japan has been sidelined. I mean, sidelined during this whole PS5 thing. They even got rid of the headquarters in Japan and brought it to Foster City. Actually, San Mateo, but it's close enough. Now, indeed, multiple high-profile development staff have already announced their departure from the studio, including Silent Hill and Gravity Rush creator somebody, Toyama. They say that localization and business staff, they will remain in place, and that one of the teams responsible for the Astrobot games will continue to operate as a standalone studio. So there you go. There you go. I don't have to tell you. That's some interesting news. I did not know that had happened. I appreciate you pointing it out to me. My old boss and mentor and guy who is very responsible for my career, Alan Becker. Oh, fuck it. I'm just spilling the beans now. I don't give a fuck now because that studio is shut down. Here you go. Alan Becker, along with some others, Scott Rohde, Connie Booth, the executive level at Sony America, Kelly Flock, key people in making the PlayStation era that you guys romanticize. You know, all the interesting, weird, wacky shit. And so Alan leaves Sony Santa Monica. He's from Japan and America. His parents were both. And they go back. And he says, I'm going to run the Sony studios. And he does that for a couple years. He puts out Puppeteer, which is great. He puts out Rain, which wasn't so great, but it was a great concept. A couple other things. And then, I don't know, about a year and a half ago, I heard, oh, he's not at Sony anymore. And I say, well, what happened? Did he quit? No, they fired him. They said, we're not renewing your contract or whatever. I guess they knew then they were trying to push all this out, trying to push all this shit out of the system. That motherfucker had been a crucial linchpin to the success of Sony. Now, I am not one of these guys that thinks Jim Ryan's going to drop the ball. I know a lot of you guys in the chat are saying, oh, Jim Ryan's going to ruin Sony. I don't get that. I think Jim Ryan is going to basically do what any executive, including you guys, would do. If you were Jim Ryan, what would you do? These games cost $200 million to make now. You're gonna start rolling dice on a remake of Tomba? You're gonna make a Parappa that costs $45 million? Come on. I mean, that's the business they're in now. You know, if you want, I've been saying this forever, guys. If you want the kind of PlayStation that you grew up with that you love, that's indie. It is. It's just indie. That's what it is now because it's the cost. It's dirty corporate tactics, says Johnny. They did the same thing when they axed Evolution Studios. I don't know if it's dirty corporate tactics. It's these things cost a lot of money and I know Gravity Rush didn't cost $200 million. No, of course not. But the goddamned, what's called Last of Us, God of War, all those are getting up there. Hello, Collab Turner. You're new. Well, welcome to the world, sir. How are you? They ain't had a good game in a while. I don't know if that's not true. They haven't had a big seller in a while, Nerif. Mal, I just read an article. They are getting rid of every product development in Sony Japan except the Astrobot team, which is going to be a unique new studio, and everything else in Japan is going to be like business and sales. So they are absolutely closing down their studio. Yeah, they are. Unless what I just read is bad. You pronounce my name horribly wrong. Sorry, Caleb. I'm a little busy right now doing a stream. There was the only team that was actually producing games, says Mal. Yeah, no, I mean, that's true. But, anyway, that's interesting news. I did not know that. Is there something going to take place of all those developers? Well, Brian, those guys, remember, a lot of those guys have left and launched a new developer that does horror games specifically. And I haven't watched it yet, but the team that left that did some Silent Hill stuff and did some Bloodborne stuff, and there was like a couple of other big titles, they released a video about a week ago showing concept art of their new horror game that they're working on. So a lot of them have gone. That's usually what happens in the industry. Even if you get fired or laid off or you just leave, you go on to find other employment at things that might feel a little bit better. I mean, I got to tell you something. So, a lot of people watch the stream and they say to me, what do I do to get into the game industry? At this goddamn point, if I was a 20-year-old kid or I was in high school or whatever, and I'm like, or whatever age you are, I'd go, you know what? Go make indies or go make AA games. Why would you, unless you are ruling the roost as the lead producer or the director or the lead designer, why would you want to work on any of these fucking games? I don't mean play them. I want to play them. I'm excited to get back to The Last of Us 2. But who the fuck would want to sit there and go, I do the Rust materials for The Last of Us Part 2. That's what I did for the last year and a half. What about you? Oh, I really focused on the blades of grass and how they move. And every now and then I did some of the signs in the build. Fuck off. What life is that? What creative life is that? I don't know. You can laugh, tailored art, but that's true. There are people that are just dedicated to very specific, but that's the business. I mean, that's not bad. That's how you make an animated cartoon. It's just that it's getting, it's how expensive this shit is, man. I would get high and make Rust in a game, says Barbarian. Yeah, I'm sure they would let you come to Sony and be high. Absolutely, pal. Absolutely. Wonder when Sony's dropping the Game Pass equivalent. Well, they have it. It's called PS Now, but I think maybe what you're asking, or certainly what I'm asking, is when is Sony going to drop the information about their updated Game Pass killer? How are they going to refresh and compete with their PlayStation Now change? Bacon, I don't really think Jack Tretton is a real gamer. Jack Tretton is as real of a gamer as who was the guy that was the fake executive that worked at Sony that made all the commercials? Kevin somebody. Tretton's as real of a gamer as he's a real executive. Tretton's a good guy. Kevin Butler, right? Kevin's a good guy. Or Trenton's a good guy from what I know of him. I've only met him a couple of times, but the guy's not going home and trying to get a platinum in fucking Final Fantasy VII Remake. But, I think if any of you guys were in their positions and you wanted to be in their positions for a long time, you would do the same thing. King O says, do you like Jim Ryan's strategy with doing things at PlayStation? It's not that I agree with his strategy. Do I like it? Not particularly. Although I am enjoying, Returnal looks good. I'm enjoying The Last of Us Part 2 right now. Never thought I would say that. I'm enjoying that. But what would you have the guy do? Right? What would you have him do? You're going to have him just be as wild and out there and creative as old Sony execs spending this kind of money? You do the same thing. You would do the goddamn same thing. I think Jim Ryan is doing the best, you know. I don't know if he's doing the best, but he's doing pretty good. You know, he's doing better than Phil fucking Spencer. You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! What the fuck, Jeffy? I was feeling pretty good because that state of play was shit. And then you come in and you start telling me that I am not even as good as Jimbo Ryan. What in the fuck? Look, Phil, I'm not trying to be a dick to you. I'm just saying that you're not a good manager. You have amazing vision. You have amazing vision for Microsoft. It's phenomenal, right? And you're buying these companies, and that's fantastic. But goodness gracious, Philip, what are you doing? Put some fucking games out. At least Jimbo Ryan, right? Jimboni. At least Jimboni's putting the shit out. You may not love it, but he's putting some shit out. I know. Oh, that's wrong. I have a secret weapon. Really? What is your secret weapon, Philip? My secret weapon. I won't tell you, but soon you'll see Xbox turn things around. How is that going to happen? I'm not telling. Oh my Jesus, are you still eating Shuhei Yoshida? You've kidnapped him and you've eaten him. I have not. He just likes to go in there because it's cold and it keeps him warm. If I happen to take some advice from Shu from time to time on how to run things, that's my business, Jaffe. Fuck off, I'm leaving. Wow, well now at least we know what exactly is happening over at Xbox. And that's good news. At least we got a little insight. So we didn't just get a state of play. We got some Xbox information too. So that's good news. No, I agree, Kratos. I agree. Kratos says, always soon, Phil, always soon. Soon since 2013. That's exactly right. I don't know. No, I don't know Phil Spencer personally, and I really don't have a beef with the guy. I think he's doing the best he can. It's got to be a hard business. And I do think he needs some talent around him that are better managers. That in terms of specifically managing product development. But other than that, I'm sure he's a good person. PlayStation fans, #Shu and Layden for Sony. I mean, part of it, though, Jay Songs, is you have to remember there's a lot of it is nostalgia, where, it's never going to be as good as it was when you were younger or whatever. By the way, Jay Songs the other day dropped a super chat. He says, Jaffe, look up Project DT. Thank you, Jeff. I apologize I didn't get to it the other day. And Project Eve on YouTube. I will. I won't look it up on the stream, but I will look it up and I'll talk to you about it the next time I see you. Why hasn't Sony resurrected SOCOM? It put multiplayer on the map. Well, Robert, this is a contentious conversation. I'm going to tell you what I feel. People will disagree, and that's fine. And I made a video about it a couple of years back, but I think they haven't resurrected SOCOM because you can't win by resurrecting SOCOM. The brand is not big enough that it is worth the risk of pissing off a very vocal, very passionate fan base that year after year after year shrinks. A lot of them just age out of games or don't want to play games. A lot of them have gone to other games like Rainbow Six or whatever. And they know that fan base isn't even united in exactly what they want. When I've talked to some of the SOCOM hardcore people, they're like, yeah, some of us want SOCOM to be this and some of us want it to be that. And so what they're saying, which I think is smart, the rumor is that they are producing a tactical shooter with Guerrilla, and they're doing it with the director of Rainbow Six Siege. And so, maybe Sony will call it SOCOM. I don't recommend that. I think they should come out with a brand new IP, and then it can become what it is instead of being like, that's not SOCOM. You know, that's not, SOCOM doesn't do this, SOCOM doesn't do that. It's like SOCOM was relevant in what, 2001? It's 20 years old. Let it go. Let it go. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, but it's like the mechanics are dated. The brilliance of SOCOM, in my opinion, and again, I'm not one of these hardcore guys. The brilliance of SOCOM was life mattered, and you had to play tactically. Rainbow Six is much more, arcadey compared to SOCOM. I absolutely think there is a space for that kind of game in the market. I think it's great, and I hope that's what they're working on. But the idea that you're going to just make it SOCOM, and it's ridiculous. Ricardo drops a super chat. Thank you, pal. He says, here's an espresso on me, despite no Diablo love. Well, Ricardo, I appreciate that. Thanks so much. What do you mean no Diablo love? I'm very excited for Diablo, the new one, and then the remake, man. Right. Look up Our Worlds. The director of SOCOM, David Sears, made that on PC, and no one plays it. He also was the director of it was a free-to-play game on PS4 that came out before our game did. It was all cartoony and violent, and I think you could craft your own weapons. What the fuck was that free-to-play game? But he's great. David Sears is probably the best interview I've ever done for a designer position at Sony. I wanted to hire this guy so bad. It was all from playing a top-down racing game that he had at E3 one year. And I was like, this is amazing. And he ended up saying, yeah, I'm going to go work at Zipper. But yeah, he's fantastic. He's absolutely fantastic. No, it's not Crossout. It was a 2-word name. It was like, it was all cartoony and shit. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know what it was called. Yeah, okay, well, look, Caesar, SOCOM could be like Warhawk. Yes, it could, but remember, the Warhawk fan base was not the SOCOM fan base. They don't care. They didn't exist. If the SOCOM fan base, let's put it this way, if Sony comes out with their version of Rainbow Six Siege, right, which is more commercial probably than SOCOM, and maybe it's a little more tactical than Rainbow Six Siege, and they slap SOCOM and they call it SOCOM, what do you think's going to happen? Right? It's going to have to deal with all kinds of press nightmare because the hardcore fan base is going to be up in arms. If they come out with the same game, and it is great, but they call it something new, they'll be fine. Andreas drops a super chat to correct me. He says, it's espresso, not espresso. I don't give a fuck. I don't get... Look, Andreas, I'm watching you, man. I'm fucking watching you, you fuck. I appreciate the ducats, although I'm Bruce Wayne. Oh shit, I just said it out loud. The point is, Andreas, I'll call it whatever the fuck I want to call it. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? I'll get this question, Jaffe. Really, Batman, you don't need... I said I'll get this question. All right, go ahead. How does Deathloop, which is made by Bethesda, who is owned by Microsoft, become a PlayStation console exclusive? Well, I think... you're going to answer it. Okay, well, you can answer it. Yeah. I think what it is, Franklin, is... it's because the deal was in place before the Bethesda deal's in place. People who know about business like me can tell you that the Bethesda deal isn't even currently happening. I mean, it's happening, but it hasn't been signed off on, right? So those deals that Sony had in place with Bethesda and Arcane and whatnot, those are still, those are still applicable. Okay, Batman out. I guess he's gone back to sleep. I saw a trailer on Sony's YouTube for God of War Definitive Edition. Brandon, that was a lie. It absolutely was not Sony's YouTube. If you look at it carefully, Someone made that up. There's no definitive edition. I mean, there might be, but that's not what that trailer is from. 616 drops a super chat. Oh, I got to tell you something. Okay, so 6 drops a super chat. He says, I need a hearty shred the tires. I'm going to give you one. I'll give you one as Jaffe. Shred them tires, you old so-and-so. By the way, did you watch Superman yet? What do you think? But here's the question, though. So the director, what 6 is referring to is Fast and Furious Crossroads, which I loved, and I'm making a video about it. And even though I know critics hated it, it's got all kinds of problems, but it is super fun. We played the whole thing on stream last month. And the director of the game reached out to me and was like, oh, hey, thanks for liking our game, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hey, man, do you want to come on to the stream? I would love to have you come on to the show and let's just do an interview and talk games and all this stuff. And he's like, totally. So we're going to have listen to me. We got guests lined up. We got Shannon coming back, I think, in May. We got the creative director of Days Gone coming, I think, in April. These are all tentative, but that's the plan. We got the director of Fast and Furious Crossroads, which I want to interview him because I love his game. Watch the video. You might love it too. But that's a game that is at a 35, is sitting at a 35 on Metacritic. I want to talk to that guy about how do you deal with that? Did you deal with it the way I dealt with my failure in games? Or what do you think about it? You know, I want to get into that. And then we got the producer from Fox Interactive back in the day who made, as a producer, Alien vs. Predator, the classic, and Die Hard Trilogy on the PS1. All of those people are coming to Gabbing Games. Think about that. Think about how impressed you are with me right now. Right? I know. Superman and Lois, a Superman Returns TV show. I haven't seen it, Jay. I'm looking forward to it. I really want to watch the goddamn thing. Oh God, Days Gone, man. No, not Days Gone. I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking of Dying Light. Yeah, Dying Light, man. I don't know. That Dying Light 2, we talked about that the other day. And Tony Barnes will come back too. He says he'll come back and do a full interview. He is, absolutely. You know, that we talked about Dying Light, the company Techland that makes that sounds like a fucking nightmare, man. Fucking nightmare to work there. Jaffe, don't you think Sony should port as many as possible their first old party games on PC? I mean, should they? That'll probably cost them, you know, a couple million, 8 million. I don't fucking know how much it'll cost. And no, I don't think there's any money in it for them. I mean, why would they do that versus take that money and, you know, spend it on 3 prototypes that become the next God of War? Orang says, get Corey. Here's the thing. I would love to have Corey call back in, but my guess is Sony at this point is probably not going to allow anyone who's currently working for Sony to get on the phone with me and do this show. And they're very, you know, buttoned up there, and they're getting more buttoned up there as things get more and more expensive and whatnot. I'll ask them, but I haven't because I just don't think they're going to say yeah. Tits McCoy says Crossroads got destroyed by the $60 price tag. That's true. The main reason it's sitting at is $35. For a tenner, it would have been so bad it's good. But it's not so bad it's good. It's genuinely fun, man. It's genuinely fucking fun. Did you see Collins, this is 6, tweets today about the port they're working on? No. Let's go to the internets and let us see what 6 is talking about. I don't think I'm persona non grata with Sony, but I absolutely think when it comes to PR, I'm not their favorite dude. Hello, Meadow. Good to see you, bud. I don't think I'm their favorite fella. And so in that, I think they probably would, because, you know, Corey's his own dude, but, you know, he plays the game. And I think, if I said, hey, Corey, can you come on this thing? He'd say, yeah, I'd like to, but let me go double check with, let me go check with PR. And PR would say, are you out of your goddamn mind? Are you out of your goddamn mind? is what would happen. All right, let's look up Colin Moriarty. Colin. Where are you, Colin? There you are. Hello. What is he doing today? He says, yes, we saw that. That's terrible news. We, Lily Mo Games, were contracted to do a port of a game from a studio to a platform. Oh, that's nice. I'm going to leave it all vague. This is how Colin sounds. I'm sorry if you hear a different accent. He's from New Jersey. This is how we talk in New Jersey. While we don't need the revenue and are busy with our own projects, of course, we were and still are eager to learn tools outside of our workflow. Well, a time after agreeing to terms and us beginning work, well, the team we were porting for approached Barry, I don't know who that is, to tell him they would like him to work on the game under his own name or a pseudonym, so they wouldn't be associated with me or my partial ownership of Lilimo. Barry said, I won't do that. He must be the programmer. I won't do that, he says. And so they needed time to decide how to move forward and if the port should be canceled. Well, believe you me, we went ahead and made a decision for them. The port is canceled. We don't need a hall monitor money anyway. Fuck off. Hashtag a day without a woman. Look, whatever, Long Island, it's all the fucking same. If it's not Alabama or California, it doesn't count. All I can tell you is, look, I don't know. I think Colin is a good dude, man. People are crazy. People are goddamn crazy. Again, now, for all I know about Colin, maybe there's shit that, every time not that Colin needs anyone, certainly not me to defend him, but anytime we talk about Colin, there's always one person who's kind of like, oh, well, no, you don't know Colin like I know Colin. I'm like, well, I don't know him well, but I've hung out with him a couple of times. And he's cool, and I listen to his show, and he's, I don't always share his same values. He would think my values when it comes to politics are moronic, but he's a good dude. It seems like he pays his people well. I don't understand. I don't understand. Oh my God. Oh my God. I have to tell you something, Adam Tobin. You have just made the biggest goddamn mistake of your fucking life. Before Phil keeps talking, shut up, Jay. Before he keeps talking, everybody give Adam a blue waffle and a Taylor Swift and a Diet Coke. You shut up, Javi. You let me talk to Adam and tell him he needs to change his ways. You're gonna go to hell if you are a member of the Diet Soda Soldiers. You don't want to be here. You don't want to be here. Well, look, Phil, Adam, thank you so much, pal, for joining the Diet Soda Soldiers, man. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the generosity. We'll be doing a movie night this weekend for members only. Hopefully we'll see you there, Adam. And it's good to see you, buddy. Thank you for hanging out with us. I appreciate it, man. Now he can join us for game night and other perks, says Joe. That's exactly right. Joe will tickle you from behind if you see him in real life. That's part of the perks. Joe gets 20 cents for every dollar I make, and he has to go up and tickle people from behind. That's how he does it. Jaffe, $1 million super chat. What do you think of It Takes Two? Hello, Michael McGeehee. Okay, so there's a new trailer. Wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute. Alexa says that's why we call him Tickle Fingers Joe. Barbarians. I really am going to get new puppets soon. I'm sorry. Why are you waking me? Well, Batman, Barbarian Sasquatch just became a member of the Diet Soda Soldiers. I'm aware. Well, it just happened, Batman. There's nothing that happens in this city, in my city, that I'm not aware of. I know all about Barbarian Sasquatch. Really? Okay, well, what is he? Let me ask you this. Batman, what do you think the current members of the Diet Soda Soldiers and all of Gabbin' Games should give Barbarian Sasquatch as a welcome gift? Are you... I'm touching myself. One moment. Okay. I think that members, you should give him oh yeah, Robert Downey Jr. and a Zoloft pill, okay? Yeah. Barbarian Sasquatch, welcome to the Diet Soda Soldiers. It's good to have you. Good to have you, Barbarian, as always, buddy. Jaffe, your puppets can't even properly react to things. The stream is Bush League. It's charming. Let me tell you something. Good to see them all. Let me tell you something. It's how I do it with women. It's how I do it with the stream. There's a point in your life where you look at yourself and you say, this is what I can do and this is what I can't do, right? I'm not going to be able to compete with the flashy shit that streamers do. Just like I can't compete with the 6'2" great looking dudes that drive Ferraris. So I got to hit them with the moxie, baby. I got to hit them with the tough, pugnacious, tenacious, vivacious, masturbacious love of Essence, which is the new perfume, the new scent from Gabbin' Games. Jaffe looks like a discounted version of Shrek. That's the best thing I've heard other than your mother last night saying, Jaffe, eat me out again because you're so good at it. I'll pay you another $5 spot. I appreciate that. Wily Coyote says, hang on. He drops a super chat. He says, hey, listen, was there no Ratchet? Did I miss something? No, that's actually a really good point, though, Wiley. Everybody was mentioning God of War Horizon. Ratchet's out in a couple of fucking months. You'd think they would show us some fucking Ratchet, man. I'd want to see something. I'd want to fucking see something. You goddamn right. No, Wiley, thank you for the super chat. But no, you did not miss a goddamn thing. I'm sorry, what? What the fuck, dude? Can't you speak? Oh, it's you, Shu. Oh, it's Phil. Oh, Phil must have been passed out drunk. David. Yes, Shu, what is it? Good to see you. Yes, you as well. I wanted to welcome Gore to the Diet Soda Soldiers. Oh, okay. Absolutely, Shu. Gore, welcome to the Diet Soda Soldiers. Yes, thank you very much. Gore, if you would like to make an indie game, I will help you get that off the ground. And it's good to see you. And everybody, please give Gore a Titanic and a Taylor Swift. Okay, I'm going back into Phil's groin area and his internalized stomach area where there's no acid. I find that the lighting is good there, and I can read my book. Okay, goodbye. What the fuck? Shut up, Phil. Go back to sleep. Hey, listen, Gore, thank you so much for joining the diet. Caesar says I like Shu's new office. That's goddamn right. Thank you so much for joining, buddy. I appreciate it. What would Yoshida think of this? I don't know. I'll call him. I'm progressive, but I agree with Paul on this one. Levine looked really shooked. Wait, what? Heat Nation is talking to Scott. Now I want to know what they're talking about. Let me go back in my chat a little bit. What is Scott saying? This better be a good, juicy conversation. What did Scott McClellan say? God damn it, Doge! Congratulations! God damn it, we saw your game on the old what's the goddamn thing we just watched? State of Play. Doge, which is Aiden Alexander in the chat, is one of the designers on the Oddworld game that they showed today, which I think is very good. That's going to be a PlayStation Plus game. I think that's excellent. It's going to help a lot. I'm looking forward to it. It's not my kind of game. It never has been, but it looks really good. Like, it looks like the best Odyssey that I've seen. So congrats on that. What did Scott McClellan say? There he is. He says, oh, God, I wish there was a way I could kind of ping all this and know. Oh, did Jaffe talk about Ron Paul versus Dr. I don't know the fuck. Why did I end up doing all that? I don't even know who these people are. Who is, Rand Paul versus someone named Levine? Should I look it up? I don't know anything about it. What's my opinion on the Equality Act? I don't know much about it. I mean, anything that pushes equality, I'm a fan of, right? I mean, and I think that the Equality Act does something like it says you can't fire people for sexual orientation or gender identification. And if that's what it says, I think it's great. Paul Ryan or Rand Paul? Rand Paul. Levine? Oh, Rachel Levine is a transgender person, woman who is on Biden's, whatever it's called, his cabinet. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I'll look it up later. We'll talk about it on a more appropriate stream. But I mean, obviously, if you're ever curious what I think about something, politically, 95% of the time, it is all about progressiveness. I think people need to be left alone and let them do what they want to do. Jaffe, you pissed off a lot of people with your take on Kratos' son being gay. Who gives a shit? The fuck do I care? I mean, seriously, I had a guy write me on my Twitter page, just literally telling me that, you know, there are people in countries that don't respect homosexuals and therefore we should respect their ignorance and their hate. Fuck off. I would look at the video between the two on YouTube. I don't, Heat Nation, I don't care about bias. There are people who are LGBT and they deserve equality. Unless you're saying that the Equality Act is suggesting that if you're LGBT, you don't have to pay any taxes, then what do I care? Live your fucking life. Leave people alone, you fucking weirdos. God damn. But I'll look at it. Jaffe, does the gameplay of that game intrigue you? Surprised you haven't brought it up on the stream. Which game, man? Don Shea says the state of play was disappointing. There's no God of War. Well, I mean, again, I think it's only disappointing if you were expecting it, right? I think at this point, anybody coming to any of these things and expecting anything, unless they tell you, hey, we're going to drop some huge news on a game like this, blah, 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 we're all just asking for trouble. So sure, I would have loved to have seen God of War. I would have loved to have seen Ratchet. I would have loved to have seen Horizon. But, you know, I liked what they showed. I think if they would have showed, there was a conference recently, I don't know if it was the Xbox conference or something where it was really terrible. And I was like, okay, this was terrible. But this wasn't bad. Returnal looks good. Deathloop looks good. That I can't ever say the name. Kenna, and the Forest of Spirits looks good, wherever the fuck that is. Final Fantasy VR, or not VR, 7 remake on the PS5 looks great. Crash looks great. And I loved Crash so I thought it was good, man. Did you watch the new Nier remake trailer? The original one when they announced it, yeah. Kingpin says, do you think games will be like Hollywood? I don't know what you mean. Can you be more specific? Gore says, Jaffe, what do you think about the trailer of Sifu, whatever? I like the art style a lot. I don't know what the game is yet. My fear of a game like that is that it ends up becoming room after room after room after room of just combat, kind of like those old Activision licensed games like Minority Report, where it's just build the combat and just that's what the game is. and as great as the combat might be, that gets old for me, and I don't know if that's what the game is, so we'll have to see. But no, I thought there was a lot of... okay, so if you're saying it's like Fist of Tsushima, then yeah, that sounds awesome. But all they showed was the fighting. I'm with Magic Circle. Sifu, okay. If it's a routine beat 'em up, then it will be boring. What games have I been playing lately? I have been playing The Last of Us 2. I'm about to start Little Nightmares. I'm playing a lot of Monster Train. I'm playing a game called Lemon Cake on Steam. And then I'm going to play a game. I'm doing a game stream tonight or this afternoon, and I'm going to play a game I just heard about today. It sounds crazy as fuck, called Cruelty Squad. That I want to play. That just is batshit. So I've been playing a lot. What's on my GameFly? Would you like to go and see my GameFly? I will show you my GameFly. You got it, pal. You got it, pal. Let's go to Jaffe's GameFly, shall we? But yeah, I don't think LGBT people want special treatment. Somebody was saying they got equality. They don't know. I mean, if you can fire somebody for being trans, that's not equality. If you can fire somebody the fact of the matter is, look, we are in an environment where a lot of people are still just dicks to people who are different like that. And, I don't think your job is to change them. They have a right to have that opinion. I support their right to have that opinion. But, they don't have a right to make people's lives miserable. You can fire someone for any reason. That's absolutely not correct, Kuhn. Almighty Kuhn, you cannot. You can fire someone in an at-will work state like California for any reason or no reason unless it breaks the law. That's why the Equality Act is important. You can't fire someone for being black. You can't fire someone for being Jewish because that goes against federal law. But you can absolutely fire someone who you're just like, yeah, they don't fit our culture. Boom, they're out. So there you go. Okay, hang on. There's my GameFly. Okay. What is on my GameFly queue? Let's find out. I haven't updated this in a while. I currently have 2 games out. The Pathless, Astral Chain, Super Smash Ultimate, Miles Morales, Crash, Fire Emblem, Mario Remake, which now I'm going to get rid of that because I'm going to wait for the 5. Goose, DMC5, Sekiro, Spyro. I'm going to get the remake on that. Dragon Pro, Dragon Crown, Shadow, and SpongeBob. There you go. Is GameFly worth it? It's worth it for me because, these are the ones I have out right now, Ghost and Last of Us. It's absolutely worth it for me because I play a lot of games on the stream, and so it ends up saving me a lot of money. Instead of like buying every game at $60, I rent things, and if I like them, I buy them. I did play Shadow of the Colossus, Frank, but that's the remake. God of War is the most beast game of all games, says Hardcore, but the one that David created, the newest God of War, it doesn't have the same karma. I mean, it's a different kind of game, man. It's a different kind of game. But I loved it. I thought it was great. Why can Twitter fuck off, James? Can Twitter fuck off because they've just announced their private monetization of tweets? Is that what you're talking about? Giovanni, where do you live? Hey, Salman, I'm with you, man. I thought the state of play was good, You haven't seen Stiltskin in a while? He'll come back soon. He's going to do a react video soon, I think. Well, Almighty, you can, but if you get caught, you're in big trouble. He says you can fire someone for being who they are, but you can't say that's the reason. No, but if the person suspects that's the reason and they sue you and they can prove that you have historically been a bigot to people that like they are, they can lose their fucking business. They can get sued into next year. I did see that System Shock has a demo. Absolutely. By the way, yes, Bacon Magma, if Rob came to me and he showed me his game and it was a good game, I would absolutely introduce him to whoever he needs to meet at Sony, if it makes sense. If Rob comes to me with his first game he's ever made, which I think this is it, and it's like most people's first games, which is it's a good try, there's some good ideas in it, but it's not ready for prime time, then no, I will not. But Rob knows me. Rob knows he can always reach out to me for feedback and all that, and when the time is right, I'm happy to introduce him to the people I know that might be able to do something with this game. But if it's shit, no. If it's like, that's ridiculous. But I don't think Rob wants to, publish a game that's not good. But it's going to take time. You got to learn that shit, I wonder why the Twisted Metal reboot wasn't ported. That's basically because Christopher Dugan probably, well, it was a very expensive port. In the sense that it was on PS3 architecture, and it was also a proprietary engine. It wasn't like on Unreal or anything. And in that, you would have had to have rewritten so much, right? And then there was the online component, and there was all this back end that was built into it for PS3 that would have to translate over. And then the first game barely broke even. And in that, it just doesn't make a lot of financial sense. Jonathan says, I'm not sure how soon before a AAA game comes out the gameplay is revealed. When will we see Ragnarok gameplay? I would have to assume that Ragnarok gameplay... look, I don't think Ragnarok's coming out this year at all. But my gut would tell me that you would see it in the summer is when we'll see Ragnarok. And that's probably when they will announce that it's slipping to March 2022. But I don't know. I'm just guessing. Doge says, do you have thoughts on kickstarting games? Is that a route you've considered? Not really. I mean, I think if I really wanted to jump back into video games, my first inclination would be to run out and try to find a publisher or find funding. And after that, sure, if I couldn't get funding or I wanted to do something really fucking small, then I would look at Kickstarter. But, no, all the games they showed today are for PS4. That's not correct, Giovanni. There were didn't they say, isn't Oddworld PS5 only, or maybe it's only Plus on PS5? Is Deathloop PS4? I actually don't know. I don't know. Would I develop a board game? I don't think so. I'm not really jonesing. I'm not really jonesing to create games right now, truth be told. Returnal's PS5, right. And the DLC is PS5. What about what you said about Jim Ryan pushing out God of War this year without enough polish? Are you still siding by that? Well, I never said that's what he would do. I said that people need to be careful because there's a new sheriff in town that is not as much, as far as I can tell, about the artistry of things as much as he is about what's going to make us the most ducats. I'm just reading the tea leaves. I don't know that for sure. And I think, though, that you'll see it in March. I don't know, though. I mean, these are just guesses. March is the end of the fiscal year. March is historically when games that get pushed from holiday end up coming out. I don't think they're going to let them go beyond March, but I could be wrong, but we'll see. I hear the Outriders demo is not very good, Dead End Planet. As much as I love AAA, I think indie in my goals at the moment, says Rob. Yeah, I mean, you're learning to make a fucking game. It's hard, it's fascinating, it's exciting. I think you're doing just the right thing, just the right scope right now. Give it, figure out if you like the whole experience, and if so, afterwards, which did you like more? And then if you want to go to AAA, what could you do in AAA that wouldn't drive you fucking crazy? Because if you, I don't know, man, if you end up working in AAA, and like I said, you're the guy who's doing the Rust texture material for 2 years, you probably want to jump out of a goddamn window. Back in 2017, says George, they showed gameplay and cinematics 10 months before release. If they released this year, marketing wouldn't have that much time. Yeah, I mean, they don't need as much marketing time now, but I mean, things are changed now because of the pandemic. There's different expectations, but you should try it. Okay. I agree with you, Ricardo. I don't think it's coming this year. All right, well, here's the deal, fellas. I will be back later today or early evening with a stream. Oh, check out the Barlog tweet. All right, let's check that out together, shall we? What did Corey have to say? Let's go see Corey. Where is it? Hey, there's Saltiest Gamer. What, Saltiest Gamer? What's happening? If you're white, yes, you're racist. I did say this, but people don't understand the term of racism that I'm using. What I'm basically saying is if you're white, you have white privilege if you're white in America and you were raised in America. Period. You just do. People are like, oh, I've seen white homeless people before. It doesn't mean that if you're white, you don't have problems. It doesn't mean that. Okay. I don't see what Corey tweeted me. What are you looking at? Should I just go to, oh, here, no? Oh, let's go to Corey. Corey Booker tweeted me, or Corey Barlog tweeted me? I got nothing. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Okay. So anyway, here's the point. I'm going to be back later today, tonight, and I'm going to be, oh, you made a Silver Surfer game? I want to play it. Send it to me. I'll play it on stream, man. Would I ever write a book? I don't know. But I'll be back either playing a game or doing a proper Gabbing Games. There's a lot of news going on. It just depends on what I have time to put together. I don't think there's white privilege. I think other races have the opposite of privilege. I mean, isn't it the same goddamn thing? Ultimately, if it doesn't matter. I mean, ultimately, there's an inequality that comes into play based on race in America. So that's what I mean when I say all white people are racist. What it really means is it means all white people benefit from racism that's baked into the cake of the American foundation. But right, Ricardo, you're right. People get upset because white people like myself, although people say you're not really white, Jeffy, fine. White people like myself say that, and they get all like, that's bullshit. You know, I don't feel privileged. It's like, I know, that's really not what it means. What it means is you have any situation where racism could play a part, you don't have to deal with the racist part of it. You just have to deal with the shitty part of it, right? A black person in America has to deal with the shitty part of it and the racist part of it. That's all it means. Relax. How can you deny this? Makes no sense. People need to stop worrying about semantics and address the issues. Yeah, I know. Okay, anyway, fellas, I'm out. I'll see you very soon. I appreciate all the comments and conversation and the super chats, the new members. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time hanging out with you guys. I will see you on the next stream, which will be later tonight or later in the afternoon. And I'll hit him with a tweet. I'll let you know. Goodbye. Say goodbye, Batman. Why is my jaw? Goodbye, Batman.